Okay, so now we're streaming. We should be streaming on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, StreamMe, Vaughn, Mixer, VK. Let's put it also on my. Let's see, is it Eric P. Dick or Eric Dick? I always forget which one. I think it's that one. Let's put it on page 2. Should be streaming on everything now.
All right, we're about 6 minutes away from going
there's one of my
live on
favorite
your
people,
Airstream.
Bonnie.
It's 9:50 a.m. Chris Carmona here with the Honorable Eric B. Dick.
One of the last.
Eric B. Dick Show.
I'm one of the last. Chris called me honorable, and I'm
one of the last honorable left in Harris County.
One of the last Republicans left in Harris County. Oh boy, it is.
We'll go live. Like I said, we'll go live on the radio around 106. But in the meantime, if y'all have anything y'all want us to talk about, y'all want to call in, start queuing up in line. Producer Shannon will take care of y'all. But we got a lot to talk about today. The massacre that happened. I mean, you know what? I want to rephrase. I want to use a different term because I want to pay homage to the shooting in Thousand Oaks, California. That was truly a massacre. What happened in Las Vegas was truly a massacre last year. Mass shootings, those are massacres. So we'll just say it's a wipeout and a tsunami that happened on Tuesday because I don't want to overlook the importance of the true word of the word massacre. But if y'all have anything y'all want to add, you want to vent, you think you have the answers, or you're satisfied with the results, anything of that nature, make sure y'all call in about 6-7 minutes after we get the show started, or you can just drop some questions or your comments on the live feed, and we'll be monitoring this throughout the show. And we'll comment on it. And like I said, it's always fun if you can call in and we can go back and forth because y'all may have some great answers. Y'all may have the answers to the problems in Harris County, or you may be, celebrating what happened Tuesday in Harris County, saying this is what needed to happen. This is going to be good for the county. So we'll see. But like I said, we have about 5 minutes. So Vaughn, why do you hate everything, man? What's going on? You can't hate everything.
Republican sightings, Bonnie.
I mean, you can hate everything, but why would you hate everything?
Oh man.
Life is good, man. We woke up this morning, the sun's still shining out there, nice, cool, brisk 55 degrees. I'm able to wear my Rockets back-to-back championship sweater, even though they're no longer champions and they looking far from champions this year. But hey, I get to break out the hoodie. So what do you hate? Jason Vaughn, tell me what do you hate, man? What's wrong?
Oh, folks, man. Is that Jason?
Yeah, Jason Vaughn.
Oh, Jason Vaughn crying over on Chris's social media. You need to figure out how to link them both so we could.
Let's see. Tiffany, yeah, changes coming. Trust that. I hope it is. But from my side, it could be loading, but we'll see how the new shareholders play out. That's true. And see, that's the thing. I mean, people like Robert Glazer, they don't really ever gloat. They're humble in their victories, and they're realists and optimists about things that can actually happen going forward with this county in different departments. So we appreciate the objectiveness of that. Let's discuss the Tarrant County has fallen Harris 26.5.
More than that. Tarrant is the kind of the thermometer of Texas. That should terrify everybody that Tarrant County changed. And that's the county that usually is dead on with Texas. We got a couple more minutes.
You have anything in it?
I'm not getting anything. Oh, but it's silent for a little bit before it goes silent for the news type of stuff that happens right before.
You're not angry, you just need to be Snickers.
I'm going to tell it like it is, Ben. You know I will. I'm glad to see Bonnie tuning in. Kelly, my neighbor. Carla.
Yeah, Tiffany's saying precinct
Joe
pissed, and they should be pissed. They have reason to be pissed because, a lot of things that people are saying right now, I'm not the I told you so type of guy, and I'm not going to say I told you so. But a lot of the things and recommendations and recaps that are coming out now are things that have been put in a blueprint, and that some particular person actually not only campaigned on it, said this is what needs to happen, has been saying it to other people for the last 4 years, if not longer.
To be fair, Chris, I don't think there's some stuff that we could have done to make maybe the damage not as bad. And I'll give the alcoholic, I'll give him a drop of credit that he did raise money and got drunk. But anyway, I'll give him credit that maybe the county itself maybe it was going to go Democrat. But people like Ed Emmett, I don't know. He should have won. And Jack Mormon, we're only talking a couple thousand votes.
Couple thousand votes.
There's no reason. I mean, our messaging was horrible. Our messaging was sellouts.
The messaging was horrible.
I mean, we sent out big mailers. The county Republicans sent out big mailers. Oh,
it's on automation right now. It's gonna hop over and you'll hear it again.
Okay. Yeah,
that's producer Shannon. I gotta watch out. She almost beat me up last time. Actually, she did beat me up, but you can't see any of the bruises. I asked her,
No social contact.
See?
Okay, there it is. It's back in.
I thought she was going
You thought she popped in the
I thought she was going after me again.
Oh.
She's gonna tell me to be quiet. Oh man.
Yeah, but you make good points, and we'll talk about it on the air too. But could this have been not? See, that's the thing though.
Maybe
if you
so.
recall, what I kept saying was earlier this year.
Maybe so, maybe not.
Is that it's not really about the 2018 elections anymore. Those are going to be what they're going to be. But it's about 2020 and 2022 and then beyond. And those footsteps, those footprints had to be done this year in order to make sure we had a chance going forward. And that groundwork has not been laid down.
I think it's interesting whether or not Emmett cost himself the election.
Oh, he definitely
whether he
did.
crossed. You think he did?
When he told people don't vote straight ticket, that was a sign to Republicans that said, you know what, don't vote straight ticket for me either, because there was a lot of Republicans that did not vote for Ed Emmett.
But he was the highest vote. He was the highest vote getter.
Wasn't high enough.
Hey, I'm not denying that. Wasn't high enough.
Oh.
And I'm not saying I support Hunker Down. I don't, but I'm just saying that the fact of the matter is he did get the highest votes. What that means, I'm not sure. Oh, they're gonna start telling us to get on.
Now, Vaughn, about Culberson, you know what? They had a lot of back and forth commercials on that. And one of my favorite commercials was him in an astronaut suit, because he really does have that close relationship with NASA, which is a good relationship. But it was just hilarious to actually see a commercial about that. Rolando, good seeing you, man. You gonna run for chair? That's what I hear. Let us know, Rolando Garcia. You running for chair? You and Gil Standard, chair, co-chair? What's going on?
Oh, might as well.
That's what I hear, man. That's what I hear. That they say they don't choose to run, it's a calling.
Well, it should.
Hey, man, the phone's ringing. So somebody needs to answer that calling.
There's a lot of calling. Someone's got. The leadership is. It's all gone. It's all gone.
Vaughn, you were in D.C. with Bacham in 2016 when you met with Culberson, right? And that's when you met that you're right on the astronaut, right? Got that.
Oh no. Oh no.
Here it goes.
Yes, and do not reflect the opinions of this station or iHeartMedia.
When you've got big problems, you need to have a big
What?
homeowner insurance lawyer and trustee for the Harris County Department of Education.
You guys hear that?
This is the Eric Dick Show.
You guys hear that? I guess they can't. Hey, we're back! Oh boy, and that was painful. It was so painful being away, and there is a ton of stuff to talk about. This is Eric Dick, one of the few elected Republicans in Harris County. The very, very few.
Man, Eric Dick, what happened this past Tuesday? First of all, let's welcome everybody to the Eric Dick Show. I am Chris Carmona, along with Eric B. Dick, the Houston homeowners insurance attorney. But today, we talk about floods. Harris County got flooded with Democrats on Tuesday. What happened?
A lot of things happened. First things, I've been rather depressed after a Tuesday. I've been kind of sitting around, going through the stages of shock, denial, anger.
Were you really in denial though? I mean, we saw this coming. I mean, you can't really be in that much now, because we've been sounding some alarms for a few years now.
I was in denial about Jack Mormon. Jack ran a really, really good campaign, and I was in denial that he lost. And that guy he's just a class act, a really nice guy, campaigning how you're supposed to campaign. And reflected on how close that race is, But I've been in denial that he lost. Just denial.
Now, does that open up a window, him losing, does that open up a window for him to run in State Senate District 6 now that Sylvia Garcia has stepped down, become now the Congresswoman-elect, and there will be a special election on December 11th to fill that seat? Can Jack Mormon beat Carol Alvarado in State Senate District 6?
He probably could. That's fascinating. I've never thought about that. I've been more just kind of waddling in my self-pity and crying a little bit at night about how bad, we got beat down.
Oh, it was bad. There's no question about that.
And people need to realize that this is going to be long felt. Like there's going to be Democrats in Harris County strongly. I mean, at least 10 years. It might be 20. It might be 30.
Oh, I mean, the wave definitely took place.
It wasn't a wave; it was a tsunami.
And that's the thing. But we've talked in the past about things that, and maybe not on this show, but we've talked extensively in the past, over and over again, about changing leadership. And if we're not going to change leadership, then leadership needs to listen to the grassroots, and it needs to listen to the community in terms of what things will move people to vote for a conservative candidate or a Republican brand. And no one thought to say, hey, let's go ahead and do that this year. Let's give it a try.
No, what the party did instead is they just do what they would do. What our current chairman likes to do is just sell out to special interests, send out some mailers paid for by special interests. It has their logos, and basically what it tells the younger generation, who came out in a very large group, is that we're just sellouts. We're the party of no. That's what the Republicans have become. They've been the party of we can't do anything. All we do is we criticize the Democrats. I mean, we have not done. I don't know what we stand for.
And see, that's the thing is we've always, or not always, but recently, the last few cycles, we've been the party of negativity. It's always been about attacking this, negative this. We've lost what someone says is the shining star, the beacon of hope mantra we used to carry. But that's why a lot of people really fell in love with Dan Crenshaw this year, because he embodied that new hope, and that there was a vision. It wasn't about being negative, but it was actually about being optimistic about this country, about this county, about this state. And we saw Dan Crenshaw actually win his election.
True, but Dan Crenshaw needs to be extremely careful, because he is a target in 2020 by the Democrats. I mean, he probably is one of the biggest helps we could have in Harris County, and there's a lot of potential with him. Maybe if John Cornyn just stepped down and Greg Abbott appointed Dan Crenshaw, because what we need to really think about is Beto going to run again? Because if I was Beto,
he's definitely running again. It's just, what is he going to run for? Is he going to be against Cornyn, or is he going to actually make that jump and run for president?
Yeah, and if he runs against Cornyn, Cornyn's going to lose, because I cannot vote for Cornyn. And if it's between Beto and Cornyn, I'm not going to vote.
Yeah, and a lot of people actually felt that way this year about Beto and Cruz. A lot of people couldn't get over the fact that Cruz, after Donald Trump had bashed him personally, attacked his wife, attacked his father, they couldn't believe that he actually came out and endorsed and supported and campaigned with Trump. And a lot of people sat home because of that and made it a closer race than it probably should have been across the state.
Well, that's true, and I think Cruz lost a lot of credibility. And he's lost a lot of credibility because how he treats people. His tone, it changed on his winning speech, on the election night speech, some, but not enough. And he just comes off as condescending. He doesn't come off as, and he's kind of a no candidate. He's
plain vanilla red meat, and that's it. There's nothing there that ties people together, moves people. What I call sex appeal. There's no sex appeal in the current GOP right now.
None.
Dan Crenshaw had some. He had a little bit of sex appeal. But other than him, there's really nothing out there. Because again, no one wants to see continuous and constant negativity about why we hate someone else. And I use the word hate because that's what we've been trained, our brainwash to do, is hate people instead of embracing where we are in our community, where we are in our state and our country, embracing diversity and moving forward with principles that actually pull people together and show what the Republican brand is about. I think if everybody needs to go back and check out Jack Kemp and what he stood for, I think we'd be in a better situation going forward as a Republican brand.
I agree. I think there's a lot of things that could be done. One of it is just changing our local leadership, because as Bonnie Lugo is saying, is she doesn't know where he's at. And I know some people asked him just to resign because it could not be any worse.
And that's like, should they have to ask him to resign?
No.
I mean, if you lose 2 cycles in a row that bad, would you not 12 noon the next day step down?
I agree. We got a caller, Steve.
Oh, bring him in.
Producer Shannon, you know how to do this? Because, I'm just a single-minded lawyer. He's gone. Steve's gone. Oh. Okay, Steve, call back because
Steve, if you're there, call back.
We don't know what we're doing here. We're just lawyers. We know how to sue people, but we don't know how to mess with machines. We barely know how to add.
That's true. Math can be funny sometimes, except for when we're looking at the numbers for Harris County and the results. That math was easy to see. And that's like this whole thing about blaming straight ticket.
Oh boy, that's so dumb. Oh,
even if we hadn't had straight ticket, there's no message that encourages people to vote Republican. How do they not understand that?
Well, let's just say there's no straight ticket. Let's just say there, like, if you just look at the voting turnout and you just take out all the straight ticket voting, Republican and Democrat, we still lose.
We do, but you have bloggers, you have AKA journal, supposed journalists, people who run publications, high-paid consultants. They're going to tell you that that's all they do. It's straight ticket, and that's the reason we lost.
Steve, you there?
Welcome to the Eric B. Dick Show, Steve.
We're doing good, Steve. How are you doing?
One of those things where, we can kind of see it coming down the Gulf Freeway with lights and sirens on, and those of us who have experienced the highs and the lows understand what everybody's going through right now, and we want to do something. We want to create a better environment for people to get to know what Harris County Republican Party is all about. That's what I am.
But Steve, how do we do that? What is the magic pill? And what do you see as the biggest problem in HCRP leadership right now, and why are they refusing to listen to the grassroots?
Well, the only thing I can imagine from the years that I've been doing this
And hold that thought, Steve. Hold that thought. We have to take a break, and we'll be right back with you.
You there, Steve? Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, we were getting yelled at, but producer Shannon's about to come in with the stick and hit me again. Tell him I gotta take breaks, and I don't want to take breaks. I just want to plow right through it. Once I get started, I don't stop. But so, what do you do, Steve? What are you into? Obviously, you know about our local judges, Sherry Dean, Farr, all of them. Really good, really good family law judges.
Yeah, active precinct chair over in SD11.
So you're a precinct chair over in SD11? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm sure I would. Oh. It's just gonna be. Just give us a minute. I'll take your time. Whenever you're. it's. I guess we're gonna really dig into. Oh,
Okay.
sorry, Bonnie can't hear.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. So she was extending the time. We were on there the whole time.
I know. Oh, we were.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was trying to give us time to wrap them up.
Oh, jeez, I thought we were to break it. Oh.
That's what I thought. Because it didn't seem right. It seemed longer than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's what I looked at. She's like, yeah, I was trying to give it more time.
Oh, okay. Well, then we messed that up.
We'll figure it out. All right, let's see. What else we got? Who's all
We
on
got
here
Don
now?
too. Don calling too.
Don's calling in. Hooper's
Yeah.
calling in.
Is that Hooper? Yeah. No, it's Don from Angleton.
Oh, Don from Angleton.
Yeah, Don from Angleton. I know Steve's still on the line. We gotta take a break. We gotta extend a break. We got too excited here.
Let's see. Courtney,
Oh man.
Yvette.
Oh.
Build a wall around me. Why you don't build a wall around me? You need
Sorry,
to be
Bonnie
out
couldn't hear.
everywhere.
I'm okay. I see you can't hear from the caller. The questions from the caller. I'm gonna try to adjust the studio monitor. That's what I'm gonna try to adjust so you guys can hear whenever we go back. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do.
Let's see. Go back up.
Okay. Okay, she said I could come back. I had my time out. You there? Are you there, Steve? Okay, so we were talking about just the tsunami that happened to once just a vibrant Republican Party in Harris County. I mean, it was just, and we had some amazing judges, some of the best of the best. And I'm thinking about people like Sherry Dean, who's just one of the sweetest women out there that would just do everything she could to help people. And then, you know, and we had some really, really bad judges too. I'm not going to deny that. But, you know, they're all gone. And what caused the great demise and destruction of the local party? What do you think, Steve?
We've known and worked with. I mean, a very, very good friend of mine, Angelina Gooden, who was appointed by Governor Abbott to that particular bench. That was a specialty position, and I think that Harris County is going to suffer because what she actually brought to the table is what the governor and some of the efforts that we needed to do to support what she did is now going to be in the hands of somebody who's never really done this before, I guess, as far as being real focused on that particular position.
Okay. One thing is, I agree with you on Angelina. She was doing good work. I'm not going to deny that. But Barb, the attorney, the person that did win that, Barbara Babs, she's not a bad person, and I don't think.
No.
Yeah, there could have been a lot worse candidates in there. Barbara
worse.
Stalder actually used to run the University of Houston practicing attorneys division. Like if you were going through clinical trials, she would actually go over there and work with those. She'd do the mediations over there. So she has a better grasp on it than a lot of people would have who would she beat out in the primary. I mean, it's not going to be the same without Angelina on the bench, but at least that's one of the few benches that I can honestly say I'm not going to be too worried about.
And I agree with you on that. I practice in those courts, which it's a hard court and it's very sensitive type of subjects. But yeah, thank you so much, Steve, for calling in, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh man.
Now Steve makes some good points, and Steve's an insider. I guess we'd call it insider in local politics because he lives it, he breathes it, he attends all these executive committee meetings, so he understands firsthand what the actual issues are and what the party's failing to do. Now, we've been saying for at least going back to 2014 when we saw these trends, if not 2012 when we saw these trends happening, is that we have to have segmented messages by county, by different areas of the county. We can't have a one-size-fits-all message. I mean, Dick, are we ever going to listen to that, and are we ever going to get away with the same cookie-cutter message all across the county?
I don't know that we are. And we're too focused on being the no party, being the party that just wants to break stuff, being the party that isn't really trying to unify. We're the party that says all government's bad and there's no exception, that we want to get rid of it all, even though we need certain things. We're the party of no. We're the party, we're the negative party. We're the party that says everything the Democrats do is wrong, which might not, I'm not saying that's not true, but there has to be a few things.
But it's Harris County work.
No.
You know, that was the biggest slogan. Harris County works. How can that translate, and how does that resonate with a common voter? All they know is they're going to vote today because I'm being told today's election day, or I'm here for early vote because I'm told I have to vote. What does Harris County works mean?
A lot of voters don't have a clue what Harris County works means.
And I don't think that was the message being used predominantly this year. But that's the thing, is we didn't actually have a message this year.
We didn't have a message this year. We had nothing. All we had is, blaming people. We had, we showcased somewhat our judges. We showcased, and really all that was is a mailer that just had their pictures on it. There was a lot of infighting. I don't know, man. It's just so sad what's happened to Harris County. It was once just a big, vibrant a party. I remember whenever I first got involved in the local party, but not anymore. It does look like we have another caller. Or do we have another caller? Why don't we bring the other caller on, if you don't mind, Producer Shannon? Oh, okay, Steve. We're gonna bring you back, Steve. Shannon said I need to talk to you. So you there, Steve? Hello, you there, Steve? Okay, so what do you think we could do to improve, the party? What are our steps? Because I guess the first step is realizing we have a problem.
Get everybody trained up to work these elections, and that's one of my big issues that I work on. My concern is getting out the vote. We obviously got out the vote. It's just that the Democrats were able to do a straight.
We can bring him in now when you're ready. I had to,
base was there.
It's all smooth. We can do that.
And just all day, I could tell in my precinct that it was going to be very, very close on a lot of key races, and state races that we had, and obviously national races we did okay, but Harris County just went down into the tubes, and the way we crawl ourselves back from that, I feel, is we're going to have to really get some new ideas in there. Obviously, we always talk about improving our processes and making sure that we have the confidence of the voters who are not as plugged in as we are.
Turned off your mic, but I'll turn it back on when you're ready.
Ensure then that the polling and the polls and the integrity, the election integrity, is something that they can feel confident in. When they come in and see us, they vote, they walk out of there with the confidence that they've done their job, their voice will be heard.
Steve, you talked about voter integrity, and I want to touch.
And we appreciate your call, Steve. We do got another call.
We have another caller, Steve.
We do have another call. Steve. We really appreciate your call. Thank you, Steve. Philip, how are you?
What's going on, Mr. Eric Dick and Mr. Chris Cremona?
Oh, that sounds like Philip Paul Bryant.
This is Philip Paul Bryant speaking.
Phil Paul's Barbecue, Phil Paul's Bookstore, Phil Paul, what else you got going on?
Man, I heard you guys talking about the elections on this past week, and I definitely wanted to call in and give my 2 cents. I do agree with some of the callers, but I think the Republicans in Harris County should have maybe anticipated this by voting for Hillary Clinton this past 2016.
Well,
then they would have had a reason for other Republicans to get out to vote.
I think what Philip's referring to is the how 2016 there's a Hillary Clinton won Harris County, and if you compare that to what Beto and Ted Cruz did, I mean, I was thinking that Ted Cruz would maybe get at the high end be 15% like loss, but it was like near 17. He did worse than Donald Trump did in Harris County.
Well, also, you just gotta give people a reason. People, unfortunately,
I think you'll be able to hear yourself better if you do.
really like the person that they're voting for. And we saw this during the 2015 election. People are motivated because they're pissed off and they're upset. That motivates people to vote. And so had we had Hillary Clinton in the White House right now, I guarantee you Republicans would have won Harris County hands down.
Phil, don't say words like that. We need to dump it. Okay, so, anyway,
Philip, thanks for the call, man. You always bring an insightful position and perspective into the elections, and hopefully we'll hear more about Phil Paul's consulting in the future.
And the coaching pack. Thanks, Philip. Have a great day. So, we got a really good guest that came in while we were doing a lot of things. And, you there? Okay.
And if y'all need to stay tuned, because if y'all know Eric Jake, y'all know he loves to sue people in the city of Houston. But if there's someone who likes to sue him even more, that's the guest we have today. And as soon as we come back from this break, we'll introduce y'all to this mystery.
Thank y'all. I didn't. Dropped it. I was trying to drop the call. I figured out how to drop it. I'm still learning this stuff.
I'm whispering all these commands to you. All you have to do is nod or whatever.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. No, you're good.
Tell everybody hi.
Yeah, all of my people are getting mad. I got people too. Tell his people
So
hi.
let's just pull this directly in front of you. For some reason, it's coming in kind of strange, and I know that computer's in the way, and it's a pain, and I don't know who designed this, but yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think it will be. And good to have you. Welcome.
Randy, yeah.
I'm Shannon. All right, yeah. Don't freak out if I whisper to you. No one else can hear me but you.
Well,
So
I know.
It's all good.
Get some flashbacks of a dream he had. Today's show being brought to you by Unsweet Straight Up Tea.
All my texts yesterday to get one.
Made by Snapple. We still live by Dr. Bragg's apple cider vinegar, but this stuff right here for mid-afternoon snack. Make sure you get Snapple branded Straight Up Tea, unsweet.
I don't call it, but I did this one text me.
It's supposed to text you yesterday.
Philip Paul, you don't agree,
Three
Denver
times.
man
I'm
at
gonna
Trump.
check it again.
Philip, it's like I said though.
Would be calendar or what?
If you let one candidate or one person of your party derail the whole system, there's a deeper issue than just that one candidate.
Here's yesterday.
Trump should be able to come in here and come out with no down ballot effect if we have a strong brand locally, a strong message locally for people like, you know what, our Republican Party locally takes care of us, has been doing this for the county, has been doing this for the city. We trust our Republicans, we trust our conservatives. One crazy person, one foul-mouthed person, it doesn't matter whether it's Trump or anybody else in any party, should not have that effect.
We got a good many people watching.
Blaming Trump is just lazy and weak as an excuse.
Oh, y'all can't hear
Because
no, y'all
people
can't hear
follow
Shannon.
the
That's
people
okay if
with
y'all
the
can hear
issue
Shannon.
About branding and messaging and how we connect with
So
the
we
community.
got a good feed. He's got a good feed. I got a good feed.
Oh, hey, and we're back.
Oh, we're back. It has been a very interactive show today. So we have just, I like to sue the city of Houston. I consider it one of my favorite hobbies.
It's a good hobby to have.
And there's only a handful of people that enjoy it more than I do. We happen to have him as a guest today, Randall Killian. Isn't that right? Am I saying it right or am I saying it wrong?
Not quite. It's Randall Callan, but it's a pleasure to be on your show. Eric, I wanted to come on here. And Chris, it is so nice to see you again.
Oh, civil rights attorney. We got to make sure we put civil rights attorney.
Civil rights attorney?
Civil rights guru. More than he knows this stuff. All the big cases you see on the news, that's Randall.
All right. And I owe you $20 for saying that on the radio. Thank you very much.
So Randall, what's the last
He was just
case
joking for the payola rules.
Okay. What's the last case you've done with the city?
Well, I presently have about 5 or 6 at least city cases against the city. A lot of them involve excessive force, but some of them involve, like the case we're involved with, the anti-giving ordinance or anti-feeding ordinance, as you like to see. I'm working on you with that. And also there's some freedom of speech issues. And also there was an interesting one, and that is the rape kit lawsuit, which is an interesting one against the city, where the city did not process the rape kits for many years, and several serial rapists were able to go free and to rape again because they just failed to do the rape kits.
How many rape kits are still untested from 2010? Have we finally cleared the backlog?
Well, they've cleared most of the backlog, but recently I have seen an uptick. There was a report not too long ago that they've gotten back into the hundreds of untested rape kits again. So what we need to do is stay upon them. And it would be nice to have a court order that ordered them to do it, but the judge dismissed our case. However, it is on appeal to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals.
Why did the judge dismiss that case?
Well, things like governmental immunity. You and I both know that the government has immunities that private businesses don't. They're not liable for mere negligence. They have to do things almost in a purposeful manner.
And even if they do things in an intentional manner, you can't sue them for civil torts. You can't sue them for battery. So if they intentionally, let's just say the police decide that they just want to beat you up, just because they feel like it, you cannot sue the city for it. You can sue the police officer for assault and battery, but you can't sue the city for it.
Well, you can sue for it. You just may not be able to recover. Remember, you can sue the Pope for bastardom, but it doesn't mean you're going to recover.
That's right. So if you guys wonder why I jump up and down and cry that tort reform is just a bad thing, because it really is. Because you have the fact that government can do these things to you and have no recourse. It's all about being responsible for your actions. And I don't see how the city is being responsible for its actions whenever it just refuses to test these rape kits. All these bad things happen.
Yeah, well, when you have the rape kits, you have twofold. You have a rape victim who doesn't have any certainty of whether or not that the accuser is still on the loose or they're in jail.
That's right.
And for the accused, if they're innocent, you're being held most likely without bond because we have a bond issue in Harris County until this is cleared up, until the rape kit comes back. So you have an injustice being done continuously until these kits are tested.
That is correct, and that went on for quite some time. There was at least three known serial rapists who were allowed to proliferate, who, if they merely would have tested an earlier rape kit, they would have not raped more people in the future because they had that person's DNA in the CODIS system, as it's called. So they merely had to test it, check the CODIS, and they would do it a match, and they could have caught the individual much earlier than at all possible.
That's insane. That is, oh, wow. So what you're telling me is that 3 people or people would not have been victimized had the city just done its job?
Yes, that is correct. Serial rapists were allowed to proliferate because of this.
Oh boy.
Now, does this fall, because this is a question we get a lot, and I think we've kind of kicked it around before when this whole central crime lab was being thought of. Does this fall on the county or does it fall on the city?
Well, this is the city because the city was actually doing the testing. This is the Houston Police Department, not the county. So even today, it's the city who basically controls the new crime lab, and they're the ones who have to. There is some sort of independence, however, the city basically still runs it and can control it.
I'm just so shocked that the city had an opportunity where someone couldn't be. They could have avoided someone being raped, and they didn't take that opportunity. They decided, we don't care. It's too expensive.
And that's going back. That's not just with Mayor Turner's issue. That's going back to Anise Parker's issue as well.
Very much Anise Parker, which was one of the worst mayors in the city of Houston. And I'm not saying Mr. Turner's not a horrible mayor. People might have different opinions, but oh my goodness, that's just so ludicrous.
Elections matter, Eric. Elections matter.
So, what other cases? Because you do such fascinating work, Randall. What other cases you got?
Yeah, I've got a ton of cases. Not too long ago, I settled an interesting case where a Texas City police officer was caught on video stealing money off a dying man who had a heart attack on the side of the road. We settled that case.
No!
Not too long.
You mean police officers actually do those types of things?
This was a Texas City police officer, that's correct. And
the officers we entrust with our lives on a daily basis?
Those very same ones, Chris.
No, I don't believe it, Randall. I don't
believe
believe
it. Was a dead man. They just took the dead man's wallet?
He was either dead or dying. He had the money in his front wallet and in his front pocket. It was actually Christmas money because it was a week before Christmas 2 years ago, and he likes to buy. He had carry cash with him, and he had gotten the cash to buy Christmas presents.
So what was it? It was like $5,000-$6,000?
Yeah, it was about $3,000 or so.
$3,000.
Yeah, he was buying Christmas presents with it. And
did he have a family?
Yes, he did. He had a family, and he had just left his son, who was a lawyer in Texas City, and his wife at the son's office, and he was traveling from Texas City back to his home in Galveston when he had an episode on the side of the road. And unfortunately, eventually passed away.
That's sad. That's sad. You got any? What
So you recovered from that, though, right? I mean, you recovered it for the family?
Yes, we recovered some funds, but nothing can ever take away from that.
Absolutely not.
But, you know, like once again, it is hard to sue the city on those, but at least we got the officer. He was fired. But here's something extremely coincidental. His grandfather, 50 years prior, had gotten fired from the Texas City Police Department for stealing radios from Radio Shack for Christmas presents.
So it was a habitual and a hereditary trait.
Apparently, it was crazy. It was so coincidental. I had to put it in the lawsuit, but I think the judge thought it was not relevant.
But it is relevant because you always look to your parents as influential on your future and your propensity to commit certain acts and behaviors. I don't know, I'm just saying, if we're going to trial, I'd have been there with you, man.
Yeah.
I just find it just so offensive that an officer would do that. And I'm still in shock at the rape kits, to tell you the truth. That just blows my mind.
Well, I mean, the city of Houston, the things they do shouldn't shock you.
No,
I mean, they try to eliminate Tent City, and they said that we don't want any more homeless people in the downtown. We want them to go right outside the little area and make sure they're infiltrating other communities and neighborhoods. And then they said, well, you can't, feed the homeless because you don't want them around. But what we want you to do is actually give us more money through taxes to build up homeless centers. It's a revolving door of this nonsense.
That's the only. And then they take some poor girl's food that she tries to give the homeless and clothing on Christmas Eve. She thinks that it's going to be what this girl thinks is that maybe she's going to help people on Christmas Eve because she feels guilty, feels bad.
And see, here's the thing. This is what I don't understand. Randall, you're admittedly a liberal, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And why doesn't the Harris County Republican leadership harness these issues and market those as to why we need to be a superior party on morals and values and community wholesomeness when running campaigns? It just doesn't make sense because there's a lot of liberal people who would be offended that the city of Houston actually does these types of actions. Would you not agree?
Yeah, that is correct. Most of them would be highly incensed. And by the way, I was listening to the radio shows I was coming here, and Chris mentioned something about hate, and you were right on the money. Is that you can't be a party of what you're against. You got to be a party of what you're for.
I agree with you on that. In the Republican Party, what I believe it stands for nothing. It stands for no. It stands for breaking stuff. It stands for refusing to do so. And then whenever we see just such big losses, we see all the young people be Democrats because the Democrats have a positive message and we have no message.
And that's, no message, chasing people out of the party. If you disagree with one thing of the platform, which is way too long as it is, you have a lot of people like, well, you don't need to be in this party. The GOP stands for get out of my party now. It's just ridiculous. You can't have that type of mindset and still hope to be a relevant faction in politics going forward past 2020 and beyond.
So what do you think about the wave that happened in Harris County, that it's turned blue? Randall?
Well, I'm mostly an independent voter. I vote usually on the issues as much as I can. Of course, in Harris County, there's so many, there's over 90 candidates, so it's really hard to do that. But for my set of issues on the whole, I was in favor of it, but it was very interesting. I don't know what to take away from the election for the Republican Party. I would not know.
Well, I think there was in one aspect there is some good from it because there was some really, really bad judges that were there, and just some judges that I practiced law in front of, and I can remember them taking this one girl's kid just because they didn't like her. And this is her, she was the aunt. The mother was in jail, and she was doing everything she could to take care of her. We got a judgment. We got a judgment for her having custody in Bonnie Helms' court, which we ended up getting Bonnie Helms gone, and Judge John Smoody was there now in this place. And he's leaving. Judge Smoody is nothing but a class act, great guy. But what happened is that case ended up transferring. They at the last minute, the county attorney intervened into it after there's a judgment, filed a motion for new trial, and I objected to it, and they granted the motion for new trial, even though there's no reason for them to grant it. Then they transferred it to juvenile court. Mm-hmm. And then when we were in juvenile court, it didn't matter what we said. It didn't matter anything. I mean, to be fair, we could have just sat down. There's no point in saying anything. There's no point in wasting our breath. They took that girl's kid away, and besides that, costing a lot of money for the county.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you were there, Chris.
Yeah.
You've seen that.
I did.
You've seen it firsthand.
And you made a good point. You said, you're kind of glad this happened because it forces a party to rethink how they operate. I said this back in 2016. I said, could we not all agree that the Republican Party has gone bankrupt? And people took so much offense to that. They're like, oh, how can you say? Well, bankruptcy is not always bad, because in order for you to be successful in the future, you have to restructure and rebrand and come back even stronger. And I think now we're at that point where when I called it and said we're bankrupt, we really are now, and we have to refocus and reorganize to be a relevant party.
Randall, how do people contact you?
You can contact me by calling 713-SUE-COPS.
Again, that number is 713-SUE-COPS. This is the premier attorney in Houston, known
For civil rights.
second to none, and I sue the city a lot.
And if you need another attorney who likes to sue insurance companies, make sure you contact Ari B. Dick. Oh, this is Chris Carmona.
Eric Dick.
And we are out.
Next week, guys. Thank y'all so much. This is Randall. He's the guru, the absolute guru
Yeah, only a 45-minute show today.
of suing the city.
Again, they have another, I think, U of H game or UT game. But next week,
Bye,
1 p.m.,
guys.
Make sure y'all tune in. I'll stick around, though. If anybody has any questions, y'all want to vent.
Hey, guys, I'm gonna go.
Chest.
Y'all have a great one. I'm going to restream this in a couple days. And y'all have a